So, as part of the Disney investors call, obviously a lot of things were announced, and we're getting into this starting with Star Wars and some of their announcements that we're going to talk about. So, the first one I'm going to start with is Ahsoka. So, I mean, this was
starting off with the non-surprise that everyone knew.
Exactly. Like we knew this was coming. Like, to be real, everybody suspected this because you don't just have a Ahsoka appear in there and be like, "Where is Thrawn?" And then
And you don't just cast someone like Rosario Dawson.
Yeah,
you just don't do that.
What I want to know is where all the Ahsoka fans came from.
They've been here for years.
The last 4 seasons of Clone Wars.
Is you sure? Because I remember when she first came out, no one liked her.
When she first came out, yes, people hated her, and with good reason. She was terrible.
The first 2 years of that character were garbage.
Yeah, and the first few seasons of Clone Wars are bad.
Every time I hear her go, "Hey, Sky Guy," I cringe and die on the inside a little bit more. Like,
it's like, oh no, so masturbatory.
Yeah.
As Ahsoka had, I'm getting character development here treatment. So luckily she grew into something people really like, and people have loved that character.
Yeah, because I was I was indifferent to her for the longest time, and mainly because of that stuff. But from like what I remember, it was in the beginning like virtually no one liked her, and then all of a sudden everyone loves her.
I mean, the Clone Wars movie was received so poorly that they didn't even know if the series would take off because
that movie was bad.
It was bad, yeah. I mean,
I don't know how I finished that show. I really don't after watching that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I never went.
It's bad.
So honestly, if you can make it through the movie in the first 2 seasons of Clone Wars, the rest is gold. Absolute gold.
Here's the thing I want to ask you guys though. So with Ahsoka happening, right? Mando now has spin-offs, and we'll talk about the other ones soon enough. But Ahsoka specifically, you're bringing Thrawn into this. I mean, you are now gonna have a Jedi running around out there. You're in that time period, like Thrawn is assembling what I would assume is the early parts of the First Order. We're looking out there into the far reaches of space where Palpatine and everything is. My assumption is we're probably going to see somebody like Snoke make his first appearance and stuff, and we kind of know how it goes. But because they're clearly establishing that whole thread in Mando. So, I mean, a lot of stuff.
I think that's a safe bet, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Along with Ahsoka was the announcement of Rangers of the New Republic. Now, this was something we also had rumored for a couple weeks, maybe months now, and it's official. So this is ostensibly going to be like... Is this like the Gina Carano show?
I was going to say, is it that? Or is this one... Oh no, I'm thinking of the Acolyte, the next one. Yeah, I was like, is this the High Republic stuff, or is this the other one?
Yes. So this is like the other Mando spin-off. So there's going to be 3 TV series running in conjunction with one another at the same timeline, which obviously a major crossover is going to happen between all 3 series down the road.
Ahsoka will go get Mando because Grogu or the baby or Baby Yoda.
No Grogu's here.
He's going to have his lightsaber, and it's going to be like a little pocket knife.
So
she needs him to and he's going to start spinning around and screeching through the air.
Little pocket saber.
So here's the thing I want to ask right here. Is this show also going to focus on since it is the New Republic, it's clearly going to focus on the rise of the New Republic, Coruscant and all that, and how they transition to the new capital that's not Coruscant anymore. Does this also start dealing with Thrawn and the rising of the First Empire? And
I think it's got it right.
Right, and you would assume the Mandalorians are going to somehow be involved as well, at least one faction of Mandos, because, I mean, they're still out there, so...
I mean, would this time frame put Sabine, or was it Bo-Katan?
You could do both, honestly, because they're both out there.
I was going to say you could have both of those, or one or the other in there.
And
I'm not. No.
Yeah, it's.
I know they can do anything for the show as long as it's not Gina Carano. Like, get rid of her. No one needs her.
I have a feeling they will. They'll just. I mean, why not get Carl Weathers? Unless he dies this season, he's out there. He did Carl Weathers. He's fine. He's great.
Yeah. Like, I mean, both of them have got to be in the show this season to actually die.
Exactly.
You've had that one episode so far?
Yep. Which, honestly, I'm excited for this series because it is that weird time period. It's going to bounce off the other two shows, and I think there'll be something cool here, like more of, instead of the week-to-week, adventures, which Ahsoka's going to be more than Mando, because he's more the week-to-week, hey, here's your quest, here's your quest. I have a feeling that the Republic is going to have a contained season with, hey, guess what? The Empire remnants are developing a mini Death Star. Ooh, every Star Wars plot ever.
I mean, I would like it if it did have some self-contained episodes with an overarching plot, because that's what I liked about The Mandalorian, whereas like the stories are self-contained for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there is no plot.
No, there is, man. There is, because you saw Boba Fett, didn't you? He was in there.
So that was the plot for an episode.
It's interesting you bring up Boba Fett because we did not get that.
So, no, we didn't.
Strange.
I didn't even notice that in the slightest. To be fair, looking at Boba Fett in that episode.
Are you going to shame his dad bod?
I will absolutely shame that because I have the same belly. That is literally me cosplaying Boba Fett. Yeah,
I think maybe they're going to hold it off till the next set of announcements because...
possibly, because they didn't announce everything here.
No, not at all. I mean...
And why would they? You can't,
They literally said, before this began, 10 Marvel and 10 Star Wars live-action series. They announced a fraction of those that are part of it for Star Wars. So there's more Star Wars coming. Like, it's...
And obviously, that's not 10 yet to be announced.
Yeah.
Because Mando's one of them with Cassian, Obi-Wan, that's 3 of them. We got 7.
So a couple more, which we'll talk more about them, but I think we're all excited for more New Republic and see how it all ties together. And inevitably seeing Ahsoka team up with Mando, team up with the New Republic to fight Thrawn. That'll be amazing.
That makes the most sense, because obviously they're pulling from the old stuff, and people love the Thrawn.
Oh, yeah. This is something that's been rumored. Obviously, Disney announced that next year now, should have been this year, but we're going to the High Republic, which is a couple hundred years before the prequels. And we're getting books, comics, expanded, stories and all that, audio books, audio plays, whatever they're doing. And we suspected that they might be developing a TV series set in that time period. And they said towards the end of the High Republic era, we're getting Star Wars The Acolyte, which will deal with some of those Sith elements, which the Acolytes are the Sith disciples, which this makes sense. So we're ostensibly getting a Sith-based TV series 200-ish years before Episode 1, and the stories do feature in the comics and books Yoda, so I have no doubt Yoda will be one of the guest stars or co-main characters of this series, which... super hyped.
So does that mean we're gonna get less non-wrinkled Yoda?
Yeah, he's gonna have more hair. The long
he's gonna be like that one fan art from
the long
art.
I'm interested in this because you don't really besides the books, you don't really get to see on screen the going-ons of what the dark side actually does.
Mm-hmm. I just like how they said that the High Republic's only going to be a publishing line. It's just like, is it really? It's not going to be only a publishing line.
If the money's there, they can change the plans.
I mean, it was always going to happen. This is way too, it hasn't even started yet. And they've already announced the show. It's just like, come on, Disney. Right. Why lie?
Here's the thing. I am 100% dead set on the idea that once the High Republic wraps up the first season, we are 100% seeing the Mandalorian effect where they are strategically going to be placing a couple spin-off potential characters. Because this is not over. the High Republic will be a thing that lasts for at least a decade or two, like of mining it for content. So, and the fact you are calling it the Acolyte gives you an idea of the direction you're going in. This is not going to be the Star Wars that you think. Like the Acolytes are pretty despicable. Like, they're torturing people and like
don't. Yeah, I mean, it's like don't try to challenge Star Wars fans. They'll sail it now.
Oh, I mean, so have you guys looked at any of the High Republic concept arts for like the comics or the books or anything?
I've seen some.
Because
I'm trying to keep a low profile outside of the announcement.
So
art.
I think that's the best way to go into it, because obviously I'm excited for it, so I've been keeping up with everything. What I like about it is it looks like if you were to take our real world, right, and take off about 60 to 70 years of our technology, and suddenly it's like, oh wait, we still got horses we can get on by. Like, there's Jedi riding horses, and like the technology looks like it hasn't evolved as far, so it's like it looks unique.
So isn't this the one they said will be the real Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah. It's essentially, from what I got from it, is like would be like the Wild West, but with swords and stuff.
Yep.
See, I would have said medieval.
Oh,
it's
actually,
like more Arthurian.
Nah, space cowboy.
It's just not Cowboy Bebop, how Dave. Space Cowboy's Cassian Andor.
That is
or
true.
Mando, actually. I think Mando's the Western, isn't it, really?
Well, the thing that I also liked about this is like if you look at what they're setting up with the High Republic and some of the ideas that they're going for and the way the art looks and the unique takes on the characters and what they're wearing, it harkens back to that line where he says, before to more civilized age, and you kind of get that like that Arthurian legend is being used to develop the Acolyte, and I don't know, it just it makes me so hopeful that this is going to be that Star Wars series that I've wanted. It's like it's removed from the movies, so you aren't held back by anything, which is super exciting.
But you'll still get you remember this?
Oh god,
you remember that?
Yep.
Oh man.
And obviously Yoda's the obvious connection, as you said. Like the dude's like 900 years old.
Yoda's he's the member berry of this series.
There's still fucking juice in those member berries.
But can we just rename Star Wars to Yoda?
Yoda, right?
Everything revolves around this
thing that sort of revolves around the whole clone era and everything is the Bad Batch, which we got.
Oh, it looks so good.
Dude, this looks. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Big Batch or like the Bad Batch episode because I understand what they were going for, but to me it was like the first time I watched it, I was just like, oh, this is clearly a pilot, and then it was. But rewatching it, I really like it more, and I'm actually really excited by this because this looks incredible. Like, it's.
I like how they didn't do the typical thing of where they could have easily just changed the art style.
Yep.
Like, it still looks old but new at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the evolution of that type of art style and engine. And what I like is if you compare, like, let's say, the last season of the Clone Wars that Disney just did to the last season before, and then you look at Rebels and the new series, like, you could almost look at the Bad Batch and go, if they were to just add real-world textures on this space fight, it would look like real life. It would look like it could fit into, like, a movie, which, god damn, that's incredible artwork. And
because I've only watched the Clone Wars and I've only just started Rebels. Like, I think I'm 10 episodes in season 1, and I'm just like, this looks horrendous again in my eyes. Why?
Yeah, Rebels gets better once they find their footing, like Clone Wars.
So I'm giving every Star Wars cartoon a good long breath. It's like you can go on for as long as you need to actually grab me. I'm gonna watch you all anyway because I have to at this point.
Yeah.
They got me to do homework, so you win, Disney.
Gotta do it. It's funny though. It's nice though that like all of this Star Wars stuff, right, was introduced by Kathleen Kennedy, who clearly was placed there by Devin Filoni, so he could be like, here, have your spotlight, Kathleen. You're fired.
Is Devin Filoni Dave Filoni's evil twin brother?
Yes, he's the Sith.
That explains the mustache then.
So I don't know. Like people are still thinking Kathleen is gone, despite her being in that video, very prominent, and talking about her long future with Star Wars that's still coming. I was just like, all right, that's all right.
Here's the thing: I would not be surprised if when her contract is up, she's like, "Hey, yep, I'm out."
I wouldn't be surprised, but I think that with all the positivity that she just got from this and everything she's done and everything she's setting up, they'll throw more money at her because...
Oh, yeah. It'll be the Bob Iger, I'm retiring for the entire 2010s.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is my last year, guys. Okay, but Iger, see you in 2050. No.
Yep.
I'm going to upload your consciousness forever.
Well, you know what? One thing that I would 100% say nobody saw coming was Kathleen Kennedy builds up the anticipation of a new movie, and then here comes Patty Jenkins roller skating to an X-Wing. Oh, wow, we're getting Rogue Squadron. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
wow,
wild. Absolutely wild.
This is one of the most unexpected announcements from Star Wars. Like, what in the world? And
is this Disney being like, "Hey, we're sorry about Thor: The Dark World"?
100%.
Do you want to do an X-Wing movie after Rise of Skywalker to set up the future? Question mark. And here's a big bag of money.
That is the thing they said. This is after the trilogy, so. This is our first look post-Rey, post-First Order, like, all that. I'm really excited by that idea, and who knows how far they'll jump, but Patty Jenkins, like, you could tell when she was talking about it, she was getting very emotional because, like she said, her dad was a fighter pilot, and she would watch, and she always wanted to tell a fighter pilot story, but nobody would let her, and suddenly Disney's like, we want to do Rogue Squadron. You wanted to do a dogfighting movie. Do you want to do Rogue Squadron? And match made in heaven. Like, this to me sounds like we're going to get one of the best dogfighting films of all time. And it's going to be a Star Wars movie. Amazing. Just
step aside. I can't remember. Steven Spielberg DC movie. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, Warhawks? Something like
Is it
that?
Warhawks?
I don't remember. Now, I want to speculate here for a second. Is Poe Dameron joining this one or not?
Oh, he's gotta be.
Please.
He's gotta be. He's gotta be.
But make good with Oscar Isaac, for the love of God.
By make good, we mean pay you more.
Money heals all.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll never work for Disney again. Hey, I'm Moon Knight. Not officially Moon Knight, but hey, I'm Moon Knight.
Yeah, but I'm Moon Knight, yeah.
You guys excited for a droid story?
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
You'll get the new droid that they're gonna be rolling out to get all those new toy deals.
What a time, right? What a time to be alive. So that's it. I'm excited for Rogue Squadron. We'll see.
Is this a sequel to Rogue One?
I don't think, honestly, because
are we gonna play it like that, or is it just having two separate movies with Rogue in the title? Because people are gonna think it's a sequel.
I think it's just a movie with Rogue because there is a series that is supposed to be a spin-off from Rogue One.
Here's the thing. We'll talk about Endor in a second, but here's my takeaway. The first trailer will say, paying respects to those that came before, quick flashes of Rogue One. Generations later, the Rogue Squadron is the most formidable, first New Republic. They'll just quickly reference and be like, no, now it's its own thing. Go with it, right? Like,
because to be honest, obviously not a direct sequel because it's years after the fact, but being that, hey, yeah, this is kind of a sequel to the movie that set up Rogue Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
The origins of that squad, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Then what you call the third?
It'll be half positioned as a sequel, right? Like, it's like, yeah, kind of. They gave us the idea, but it's decades after. Go with it, which, cool. It sounds like it'll be good, so I'm excited.
So it'd be cool if, a Rogue something was the movie the trilogy in between trilogies.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
So hey, the first one was in between the prequels and the originals, and then the originals, and even though it's not in between the originals and the sequels, but they could make one like that.
I could see that. We'll find out.